Hi, I'm Marianne, a mum and business owner living here in Scotland.
And I'm Emily, her daughter, figuring out life, love, and career chaos while living in Dubai.
Welcome to the Distance Diaries. This is where we catch up on everything: family wins, career curveballs, the messy moments, and the hilarious bits in between.
Every week, we share honest, funny, and sometimes emotional conversations about staying connected no matter where life takes us.
So grab a cuppa and join us, because staying close doesn't have to be complicated.
Let's dive right in. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of the Distance Diaries. Woohoo!
How mad is this, Emily? I mean, it's not even been a month from when we thought about doing it, sitting in that hotel room on my birthday. And it's exactly 1 month, because that was the 4th of November, and here we are on the 4th of December 2024. And we've went from, how much did we know about launching a podcast on the 4th of November?
Absolute hee-haw. Not a scoop.
What does Scooby? I mean, really. And here we are, we've done it. Music and everything. What do you think of the music? I love it.
Funky. Very funky.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, yeah, here we are. And we thought for this episode 1 of season 1, we would kick off by just like telling you a wee bit about us, because there'll be some folk who know us and some folk won't.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I know,
that's what we're going to do.
everybody knows so far that I'm in Dubai, Mum's in Scotland, but we'll get into our journeys, our stories later on. But, well, Mum, why don't you kick off? Tell us a bit about yourself. Why do you want the job?
Job. Okay, who am I? I am 54 years old. I have lived in Scotland my entire life. And over the last couple of years, when you went to Dubai, I'm going to take that back. For the last 25 years that you have been the biggest part of my life, I have watched you do everything that I wished I'd had the support to do myself.
Oh,
Oh my God.
let's start.
You said to me, I wonder how many episodes we'll get into before you cry. I can cry at the drop of a hat.
It's going to be every episode. If I say to my mum, oh, the sky looks nice tonight, she'll be like, I'm looking at the sky as well. We're so connected.
But I mean, that is true. I mean, it's not that I've had a terrible life. I mean, I've had challenges and stuff, but I was a child of the 70s. Do you know, that was when you still I went home and got like belted. I mean, isn't that awful? You get literally a belt, and that was how you were punished. I never thought that was fine. It's just not right. But so there's huge cultural differences.
Oh.
But in the last couple of years, because you've went to Dubai, that feeling of watching somebody do what you never did has been even more intense. And add on the fact that I've been hitting another time in life, entering into over my half century, and being 54 as a woman, there's lots of changes going on in my life anyway. It's just been the most transformative, but it's needed to be the most disruptive to do it. So that's emotionally kind of where I feel. As far as who I am, I was born in Fife. I was always expected to grow up, stay in Fife, live next door to my mum and work in the bottling factory. And my DNA never said that. My entire childhood, I thought I was adopted. I used to lie in bed wondering if tomorrow would be when my real parents would turn up.
Oh,
Isn't that
gosh.
awful? I know, it's really hard. And so Long Lost Families is my number 1 show.
Oh, that's another story.
And even though I even look like my mum, I've got mannerisms of my parents, I still, when I watch that, think, maybe I am adopted, you know? But I think the reality is that I was like my granny, my mum's mum, my mum's mother-in-law, and that never goes down well sometimes. And I really was. I had just had a different DNA pool.
Yeah.
And then I didn't stay. I went on. I went to university. I had a choice of being an artist or a occupational therapist, and everybody told me you'll never make money as an artist. You'll need to get pension, so be an occupational therapist. And I, for all of those years, it served me well, that profession, but I was always looking out into the horizon, wanting to be Karen Brady. Do you know, I wanted to be a businesswoman and I never knew how.
Yeah.
And I'm really lucky because I did manage to make that step out, and stepping out into entrepreneurship was a whole other terrifying level of learning. But it was one that those desires were one that drove me in how I showed up as a parent and as a mum to you. Because you had to start a business at 14.
I know.
Do you remember
I
that?
know.
All my kids started a business when they turned 14.
Well, we say
Um,
business, it was Avon.
I
But
know, but
I mean
it,
that
wa- it was Avon. Two you said Avon. Orla started a makeup business. But it
uh,
taught you how to, knock on doors, speak to strangers, supervised, of course. Do you know, get orders, manage money. It was all of that kind of stuff. And here I am. I've got an accountancy practice that I run with your stepdad, Paul. And I have a business consultancy, and I specialise in working with women to get them stepping up to be founders of companies, having really strong lifestyle businesses. And you don't have to be a millionaire revenue earner to be a really strong lifestyle company. And being able to get women into really senior positions as careers into more executive level, C-suite, board positions. And it's a joyful place to work. It really, really is. And I do a lot of work for the Scottish Chambers of Commerce as well. So yeah, that's me.
Gosh,
Is
I
that a
don't know.
good summary?
Yeah, yeah, fair.
Fair. Oh, thanks very much for that rating.
I think my summary is going to be easier. Mine's is literally just the total opposite of yours.
Oh, tell me more.
Growing up, we had all the love, support, care. We were so cared for. We were always supported to step outside the box and not be scared to be different, which came with its challenges. There was nothing that was too much, whether it was the sports that we were doing. I used to do figure skating, and I've now appreciated how much it took for you to allow me to do that. You and Dad, that was a lot. That was heavy, and I never appreciated it or understood it until now. Dancing, everything. I was just so supported and pushed to do everything that I wanted to do. So I had a really nice childhood. Christmases were amazing. So many amazing memories. When I went to uni, you said to me, like, do you want to go to uni? Uni's not the be all and end all. Like, you can start a business, you can do an apprenticeship, yada yada. But at that time, I had good grades, and you know what the school system's like. If you've got good grades, you kind of get pushed
Yeah.
to university. So went to university. Glad I did though. I've met my best friends that I'll have for life there. But yeah, came out of that. Started the estate agency. Loved it, then hated it, then loved it, and then decided I wanted to do something different and got on a plane to Dubai, pretty much.
It was pretty much. But do you know
That's
something?
it,
It
yeah.
wasn't pretty much a surprise though, because just before, I mean, we had COVID. I mean, nobody can forget that, even though we're a few years on from it. But we hit
Yeah.
COVID, and that was at a time when you just started the business and sort of stepping into womanhood, really.
Yeah.
And you always stayed at home. And we had always said, right, even as a child, you were a, a little human being who was born for bigger things. You just were. You were a bigger personality. You had this, I don't know, this aura that attracted amazing people into your life. And we would always say that you're just not born for here. And so when you turned to me and said, I want to try Dubai, we had been living through a time where you were so disrupted that you were doing well, but you knew this wasn't your place and you didn't know the answer. You
Yeah.
were still living at home. We had begun to tolerate one another, even though we knew we deeply loved one another. We were tolerating one another because it was time for you to fly.
Yeah.
And Dubai, I remember you set up a whole load of meetings and you got on a plane and you went out for 10 days just to get the vibe of it and think, is this right? And you came back saying, I'm going. And that was it. I
Yeah.
don't know, was it about 2 months later or something? You
So I
were
went
away?
in May for 10 days and then I finally moved on the 7th
No.
of September.
Wow, that's mad. And now it's been, well, that's been what, over a year now. We're coming up for 18 months. And that even feels now like that doesn't even feel real because the learning and the experience of the last 18 months has felt like 18 years.
Yeah. It has. It's
Mm-hmm.
been a year of total change. That's how I would describe 2024, 23, 24.
Yeah,
Change,
it really
learning,
has been.
but all good stuff, but it's some harder than others, for sure.
Yeah. And it's like we've often sat and talked about, could you package up your learning so that other people wouldn't have to go through the same thing? And I think we've just come to the conclusion that there's no shortcut,
No.
because had you done some of the other things and known about them in advance to avoid it, there would have been other stuff that would have come along.
Aye, totally. Like it happens for the right reasons at the right time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I think we're just going to be in this podcast, just pulling together some of the main stuff initially that we've really learned on that journey, because it's been intense, scary sometimes, really scary sometimes when you've been in one place and I've had this feeling like you were in danger at
Yeah.
times.
Uh-huh.
And that was really not great. Right through to watching you attract into your life the most beautiful people. I mean, I got the pleasure of meeting them. I went out to see you. You left in September and I went out to see you in the December. And I had the pleasure of meeting the new people in your life. And they were just beautiful.
Oh, they're the best bunch of people ever. The
Yeah.
nice, kindest, grounded group of people.
Yeah.
They're
So
beautiful.
hi to
Right.
we're giving a big shout out to you all. Big shout out to you
Yeah,
all.
you're listening. Hey!
Hi. Because I'd thought you had the most beautiful set of friends here. And do you know
Ah,
when just, God,
I love my
honestly,
friends.
they're amazing men and women that you just would love to hang out with. And that really worried me, you going away and leaving them, because I had never, ever, I was never somebody who said, who stayed in the same place and had my set friends and had them my whole life. And so when I saw you starting to move, I thought, oh no, I don't want that for her. I want her to have those special people that are there her whole life with her, because
Yeah.
that's been something that's really been a big gap for me.
But
But
my friends at home, I didn't go, I mean, I do have a few friends that I went through school with. I think I've got 2 friends that I'm still in touch with throughout school, but all my friends that I couldn't live life without, I met them when I was 19, 20. It's like I met them a wee bit late in life. And
well, tell the story about Caitlin. A wee
uh,
shout out to Caitlin, because Caitlin was your best friend at primary school.
yeah, so Caitlin, who lives in she's here in Dubai with me. We don't live together, but we do live in the same building. We're inseparable. We're like sisters.
Yeah.
People question our relationship. That's how close we are. Um, but me and Caitlin actually knew each other before we came to Dubai. So growing up, I lived in Hamilton and then we moved to Clydebank for when I went to high school. But in Hamilton, Caitlin was my childhood best friends. We went to primary school together. We started high school together. I went to her gran every Tuesday or Wednesday at lunchtime with her. Our gran would make us soup and a Kit Kat. Like, we've got so many memories together. But when I moved high school, we were too young to stay in touch. We were only 13. Social media wasn't as good as it is now. So we totally lost contact. Still followed each other on Instagram and all that when those things came about. But we never actually spoke to each other. And it wasn't until I came to Dubai in the May, I noticed on Instagram that Caitlin was in Dubai, and then she was in Dubai the next month, and then the next month. And I thought, oh, I wonder what she's up to. And I didn't know anybody at all. So I thought, I'm just going to reach out and ask the question. She might just be on holiday or she might be living here, but either way, we could meet up. So messaged her, and right enough, she had moved to Dubai in the March. And we met up for the first time in Dubai Mall, and it was honestly like we'd never been apart. And that's
It was
because
crazy.
she helped me
Yeah.
move to Dubai. She helped gave me loads of advice and helped me along in the journey actually getting here. And even the day that I arrived, I went and arrived in Dubai at 3 a.m. on the Emirates flight. And I went straight to her apartment and stayed at hers and got my suitcases, and we've not spent a day apart.
No. So
And I
all
love it.
those years before, you could never have imagined that relationship was here actually for this purpose.
Never. I couldn't have. If somebody said,
Never.
"Who do you think you're going to end up in Dubai with?" I would be long gone by now if my life depended on it, because she would not have
Yeah.
even come into my head.
Yeah. But I know that one thing that you've said is, had she not been there, you doubt you would still be in Dubai.
Oh, I doubt that I can't confidently say that I would have made the move if Caitlin
Yeah.
wasn't here.
Yeah. So it's all worked out, and it's that thing of things working out for the right reason,
Yeah.
and just being able to trust that has been a huge thing.
Yeah.
So there is so much to tell. I mean, there is so much to tell. And we are kind of navigating this whole thing of podcast creation and what to say next and what to share with you next. But what are we thinking we're going to be coming up to talk about in episode 2, Emily?
So episode 2, I think we're going to dive into life after I stepped off that plane, how that was for me, all the challenges that I've come up against, expected and unexpectedly, all the wee things that you don't think of when you move abroad, and the unexpected moments of doubt and the unexpected moments of, oh my God, I love this. And then how you felt as well, because that was a massive change for you. And I don't think I've ever truly heard how you really felt about it.
No, I don't think so either. And I think we have been known that we're doing this. We've been conscious not to talk too much and share too much with each other, because
Yeah.
we really want to be able to share it the first time live, because I
Yeah.
think that makes it a wee bit more real. But just from a mum's perspective, and I think for this whole show, we are looking at connectivity, staying connected as people, which is a foundation of relationships, and relationships are the foundation of everything in life. And we're going to be exploring that massive subject through the most foundational, basic relationship that exists, and it exists through hundreds of centuries, and that is through the lens of a mother and a daughter.
Yeah.
And we'll just see what comes up during it all. So I think we've got to the end of episode 1, Emily, of
Woo!
season 1. Woo! And we cannot wait to see you here at... Now, that was meant to be your cue. What do you call
What?
it? The Distance Diaries.
Oh, oh, that thing. Try that again.
Oh, no, this is so manufactured. So we can't wait to see you back here at...
The Distance Diaries.
Yay! On episode 2, and we will be diving into that whole journey when Emily stepped out to go to Dubai. So we will see you back here, same time, same place, and look forward to sharing all about it then.
See us.
That was it. Bye.
Hey.
Thanks for spending time with us on the Distance Diaries.
We hope you laughed, maybe learned something, and most importantly, felt a little more connected.
If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs a little connection too.
And join us on Instagram and TikTok at the Distance Diaries podcast for sneak peeks, behind the scenes fun, and much more.
We'll see you next week, same time, same place.
Until then, stay connected, no matter the miles.